Hello everyone and welcome to the final episode of Pokémon Snap. This episode we're doing all things Illumina spot related. So we're going to start off in Florio. The LenTalk request we're going to look at is Meganium's pal. When Meganium gets to this spot, it starts looking around kind of restlessly. Do you think it's looking for one of its friends? This one is really annoying because it's completely random whether Meganium does what we want it to or not. But there are some things we can use to put our thumb on the scales, if you will. There's also a 4-star Sylveon in here. We'll see if we can get it as we go along. So Meganium's asleep on the right, which isn't great. Ideally, we would start with it awake, but that is just the way it goes sometimes. I want to try and get this Sylveon up and running out of there. There we go, Sylveon's up and moving, as is the Meganium. That's great. So, it moves ahead of the Meganium there. Or at least it should. And then we want to take a photo of it there, I think. I think that with Meganium doing the Illumina phenomenon is the shot we want for Sylveon. Hopefully. Now next, in order to increase our odds of Meganium being in the right way, we want to lure out... There's a shaman kicking around somewhere. There you go, there's a shaman up there. And if we've lit it up at the right time as we have here, the shaman should hop onto the Meganium. This also will increase chances. Basically, we want to kind of have gathered as many creatures as we can by the end. I mean, that's a cool shot anyway, but there we go. Now, it'll move over to this Crystal Bloom here. And we may have already missed it. Basically, it should go round the tree to the kind of side here. But I don't think it's going to. But either way, we'll show you what would trigger. If you throw Fluff Fruit into this tree, various things will start coming out, mostly combis. But after about 6 Fluff Fruits, it'll stop shedding combis and it'll start shedding... Come on. There you go, a Hoot Hoot will fall out. But the stuff we need with the Hoot Hoot would only trigger if the Meganium went round the back of the tree. It didn't. So there we go. Hello, Hoot Hoot. Let's see if we got the Sylveon at least. Oh, we got a new behavior on Meganium. We got 3-star, which is pretty cool. Oh no, we got 1-star is the one we've not got before. I guess don't do Illumina spots repeatedly or not. But that one is a 4-star on the Sylveon, which is decent. That's kind of what we wanted. Let's at least submit that, and we'll have another crack at the Meganium. There's also some ancient ruins I need to photograph in this place that's right at the end, so we'll try that if we do not successfully get the Meganium again. Bronze, but it's a 4-star. Meganium's on the left, that's not great, we're actually going to restart. I want it on the right. On the right and awake is what we want. On the right and awake, wonderful, let's follow this lad along then. Right, let's get Shaman ready by chucking some Illumina orbs up where it's hiding. Damn it, I think we missed Shaman. Oh no, there we go, we got it. Now, while it's loading up, I want to get ahead and ready on this Illumina Crystal Bloom even, because if we can light this Crystal Bloom up just as the Meganium is approaching it, then that will massively increase its chances of going left around the tree as well. So we want to light up the Crystal Bloom just as the Meganium is leaning down, before it sniffs it, as it starts to lean. About there. Damn it, too soon, because that triggers its Illumina phenomenon. It does a roar, and now it'll fucking run off, and it's much less likely now to go around the tree. It is going left around the tree, though. It is going left around the tree. Right. Let's start dislodging things. I think it'll go too far ahead now to successfully dislodge... Oh, hello! To dislodge with the Hoot Hoot, but... Let's see. Nah, he's already run off. That's the issue, is if you trigger the Illumina phenomenon there. And yeah, I didn't even get the Hoot Hoot successfully out the tree, because you need to make that shot repeatedly. Bit slow on the old Hoot Hoot. Anyway, there are ancient ruins here that I haven't photographed before, so let's submit those at least. Look at that, a new ancient ruins that we've not photographed before. Right, let's be a bit more careful on the timing for this. We want to do it probably about there. As in, basically, we want it to be lit up when it sniffs it, but we don't want to light it up with the thing. There we go. That's oh, it's fucking stoned from that. Right, looks like we are going left around the tree. Excellent. Let's start dislodging things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's not even doing it anyway. 5. And then what would be 6 here? Oh shit, the Hoot came out completely early there. Bollocks. Well, it looks like Meganium's not even going the right way anyway. That looks like we have got the left path going. That's good. Alright, let's start dislodging things. Wait, why did the Hoot come out there? What the shit? Hoot, you're not supposed to be here yet. Because, yeah, it's supposed to be here, which I dislodge it. Worth noting as well for this one, this is perhaps... It's definitely one of the most difficult ones, and it is, I think, the one that people are most superstitious about. Like, that's where we should see him sitting down next to a Hoot, and we will in time. But, like, everyone is like, oh, well, doing X didn't work for me, but what absolutely worked for me is doing Y, and it's like, nope, it's just... It's basically pretty random, but I think people have a tendency to focus in on exactly what they were doing when they did happen to get it, but it is just a random chance thing of just everything kind of being in alignment. We'll just have to keep trying it. Oh, we've dislodged a Hoot. That's a good sign. No, he's moved too fast. Again, this time the Meganium stopped and sniffed at a different point. It is very random. Now, I'm getting a bit better with making these shots on the tree, so I'm actually going to... Oh, for God's sake. I said I was going to wait a bit and not quite trigger it, but then the fucking Hoot fell out immediately. It seems to be so random when the actual Hoot comes out of the tree. Sometimes it takes about 6 fluff fruits, and sometimes it takes significantly less. Ugh, it's... Yeah, I can see why this one makes people superstitious, because it's just, there's so much variance, and people are like, oh, well, now I've triggered the Shaman, that's what makes the Hoot come out early. No. Apparently the only thing that's known to be constant on it is Meganium starting from the right position, which is standing on the right-hand side, awake. Right, it's going around the back of the tree. This time point, I'm not even going to start, like, trying to dislodge stuff until it sniffs, because actually, the risk of dislodging Hoot too soon is quite something. Oh, we got it. Hoot's down. Hoot is down and kicking around. Damn it, I was, again, too soon. Right, I've been here for 20 minutes. I'm going to change tack a little bit. No Shaman. Apparently that is a bit of a red herring. Who knows? But one thing I want to try is apparently if you definitely do light him up with this Crystal Bloom, he moves fast, but he reliably goes around the tree every time, and you can just dislodge the Hoot at your pleasure, basically, and just maybe you get him, maybe you don't, but at least then you remove some different kind of randomness. So when it comes down to sniff, we light him up. And at this point, he will then go apeshit. And apparently at this point, he is basically guaranteed to run around the tree, so here is when we dislodge Hoot. And what we're looking for is him to fall over, basically. So when he's around there... No Hoot there. Didn't seem to be one in the tree. I'll try that tactic again. There it is. He sat down. He sat down. That's what we're looking for, I believe. Of him suddenly going like, oh shit, seeing the Hoot and sitting down. Technically what the request is after is something slightly different, which is when they see each other and sit down together briefly. But that one of it being surprised is apparently also just as likely to work as the request. Let's see. Yep, it is correct. That is a 4-star of it sitting down. That was no Shaman or anything like that. The only thing I did in that one was had him start on the right and then had him light up the... had him go Illumina state at the end and then just keep trying that until it's just the timing on the Hoot is just random. Well, not random, but so difficult that it's hard to predict. So let's submit that one. Wonderful, 4,000. Crystal completes all of Meganium. That is our first Illumina Pokemon down. Let's head now over to Belusilver Forest. Well, no, let's cash in that request. I forget that I'm in requests mode now. Hey, they found each other. No, they didn't. That's great. Looks like the sudden entrance came as a bit of a surprise, though. Cool. So, yes, up next is, not on Floria, we won't find it there. It is Belusilver, Milotic's Mighty Leap. Check this out. Awesome, huh? But I bet you Milotic can do an even cooler leap. Come on, try and get a photo of it for me. Okay, then. So remember, your trick on this one is to hit with Fluff Fruit to actually hit it under the water and force it to surface. And then at that point, you can Illumina it and get it into the Illumina state. This one, if I'm correct, is fairly straightforward, actually. You just have to basically do that a few times, and we're looking for a very specific behavior when it starts doing a twister. Okay, it leaps over there. That's good. Right, now we do the same again. I think this is the area where it actually kind of matters, is once we've kind of cleared that bit. Ah, it's heads up, so we can just... Oh no, it's heads down again now. Boo. Well, it's making Magikarp up here, so that's got to be a good sign, right? So it's on the land here next to the Trevenant, which I believe is a good sign. And the Ninetales, yep, this is all as it should be. I think that's a cool shot, but that's not what we're after. But it's sucking on the old Crystabloom. Now it heads back in the water, and we just have to do this a final time, so this process of have it surface and then get it into the Illumina state. Right, we've hit it with a Fluff Fruit, which means it should surface soon. There you go. Right, let's get you glowing. Right, here we go. Now, it'll jump up. No, it won't, it'll fuck off. Oh, is this it? Is this it? Yes, it is. So, while it's up in the air there, we hit it with an Illumina Orb. That's crucial. We have to make it go even higher. Because then it'll go down and do an even bigger leap. No. Ugh, that's annoying. That's the request you need to do, is basically when it does a second twister up that way. But you only get that when you hit it right with an Illumina Orb while the first one is ongoing. Yeah, at least that first twister seems to be fairly straightforward to trigger. As in all 3 times I managed to do it successfully. It's just the second one that's a bit harder. Right, ready for the twister! Gotta have some balls in the air, basically. There we go. It's doing the second one. Hey, hey, hey! There we go. 4th try. Not bad. Not bad at all. At least that one's... It's a bit time-consuming, but it's not random. Just my skill of being able to know where its pattern is and get the balls there in time. Wonderful. That is the 4-star, and that is the request. These are all the 4-star on the request, by the way. That is a great shot. Let's submit that. 4,800 crystal. Brilliant. Excellent. Right, we're actually going to do... Well, we're first going to submit that request. And there we go. Yes, thanks a bunch. This leap rules. I got to get a shot of it with my own camera someday. Awesome. We've already done... I'm going to Maracopia, but we have already done the request and the 4-star for Wishy Washy. Don't need it. But what we haven't got is the Ancient Ruins, which are not in the Illumina spot, but they are in the Undersea if we go down the kind of deep ocean, ancient kind of like bit with the Glycopods. So let's head down there. Now, this whole area seems to be Ancient Ruins, but the ones we're actually interested in are just kind of beyond this platform. I believe they don't necessarily show up on a scan. Ah, it is the platform, I think. I guess I kind of missed these because everything's Ancient Ruins around here, so I hadn't thought to photograph these ones. Quillfish. Hello. And there we go. I particularly like that Ancient Ruin shot because it's got a picture of a lantern there, but it is still Ancient Ruins. Only 2 more ruins to get, and they're both in Illumina spots. Onwards with the next request. So up next we have Vocal Volcarona. Could you help me research these 2 Volcarona? I'd like to know how they communicate with each other. So of course, the unusual one with Volcarona is that there is 2 of them, and we need to very much take advantage of that. There's also some Ancient Ruins to get in this one, and there's also a secret route that we've not seen before. It's basically the same route. If I close these requests, nope. You'll see there's kind of 2 twisty options that I think... Is that the route that the actual Volcarona takes? Either way. First thing I'm going to do is snap the Ancient Ruins, which when we start are just immediately behind us. We turn around and there they are. So that's why I'd never caught that. So, Volcaronas appear. Hit the one on the left with a Fluff Fruit, and we will go the left route, which is following that one. It's hard to tell which route you're on, but you just got to be sure. But this one basically takes place right near the end. So we need to actually... I don't know if we can speed through it so much as... We need to be at the end. There's one very specific point where they'll both hover over a crystal blue, and we need to have them in the kind of glowing state when that happens. I suppose I might as well just practice my Illumina throwing skills on them. I'm just trying to kind of try and keep this guy lit up while we wait for the friend to emerge. There's the friend. Ooh, we've got to make sure we knock his shield off as well. Audio is really helpful on this one, by the way, for actually just knowing where they are, because you can, while the Volcarona are burning at least, you can hear them really clearly flying around, so it's very handy for knowing exactly where they're going to be. Right, this one's nearly ready to be lit up. On this next pass, we should get it. There we go. Wonderful. I haven't taken any photos of these. So, our first one should now be around here. And it's these Crystablumes that we want. And I think... we actually don't want to light up the Crystal Bloom ourselves. Ah, there we go, there's one. My audio technique is a little less good when there's two of them running around lit up. There we go. But it can just tell you when they might be emerging. But remember, yeah, 2 hits with the Fluff Fruit to take the Fire Shield off, and then Illumina them. It's just a lot of very fast tracking on this bit. Shit, I've lost them. I think I was a bit too slow here, because I think I need to have them illuminated to approach this Crystal Bloom correctly. Not this one we're next to, the other one. But I am not having a good time. Oh, that's fucking Archeops, scared the shit out of me. Guys, get out from back there. Yeah, I think it's this Crystal Bloom we need to have them. Oh no, there's a third one at the top, right. We might still have a chance then. Well, let's try and hit this one, because he's the problematic one. Oh, there we go. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. Right, now let's see if we can get him lit up. And let's get you lit up as well. Oh, and yeah, we got them both lit. Right, let's see what we're going to see then. This final shot can be a bit tricksy because of exactly what it does and doesn't register as the shot. We need to have them still glowing when we kind of go up here, so I'm just going to make sure to keep them illuminated. They shouldn't now in this section get their fire cloaks back. This is just giving me a lot of chance to do it, I think. But yeah. No. No, you're supposed to use this orb. Not orb, Crystal Bloom. Are they going to come back all lit up again? No, they are still coming. Right, here we go, here we go. So they'll both approach this Crystal Bloom. Or not. They're supposed to do this over the Crystal Bloom. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't. Or is it here? Come on, yes, guys. Both of you. And if they both do it, that's their shot. When they basically kind of communicate with each other over that. I think I was slightly too fast there. But you need to have them both glowing there, and you need to make sure you're pointing at one of them. If you point at the Crystal Bloom, it sometimes recognises the shot as a Crystal Bloom. I may have got it. Not super confident, though. No. We'll submit the Ancient Ruins that we got, because that's good. And weirdly, we did get a 4-star Volcarona, but it isn't the request. So I will have crossed that off, but not the request. So we will have to do that again, because I want to get the request, damn it. Into Crystal, because it always is basically with these things, and another Ancient Ruins, our second to last one. We've only got one more left now, which is in the Jurice Ruins. So I've done a bit of extra research. Apparently you don't need to go the alternative route, and you don't need to do anything with them until you're in the final section. So I am basically just going to sit here and boost and ignore them until I'm in this final room through here. Then it's a case of de-shielding them both, getting them both glowing, and then occasionally they'll just approach the thing. Ow. They'll occasionally approach the Crystal Bloom, or they won't. We'll just have to see how it is. Right, now we're in here, let's de-shield them both. This might be easier said than done, because these are real bastards to hit. I suspect there's a skill in knowing where and when they stop and being able to time your Fluff Fruit to that. That is a skill I do not currently have. Who knows if I'll be hanging around on this level long enough to learn that skill. I would rather that were not the case, but there we go. Right, that's one done, at least. And he's all glowy. At least that makes the other one a bit easier to track down, because you can hear the bastard. And that's 2 lit up, so let's see what they do. I think that's 2 lit up. I don't know where his friend's gone, but... Friend. These are a male and a female, so they're presumably a pair. Oh, here we go. We might be getting it here. Hello, a pair of you. Could you go and have a chat by that Crystal Bloom, please? That would be great. Here we go. Right. Take a photo when... Blue lines between them. That's how they communicate. And that is the request. And you gotta make sure that the photo, as I say, is of a Volcarona, not of a Crystal Bloom. But that's it. Apparently just de-shield and illumine them both in that final episode, the final section when you're on level 2 or more. So you can't do that the first time you face the Volcarona. But that should be the request. That is the request, you beautiful bastard. Make sure we submit one that actually is the request. That's a decent one. Let's submit that. See if it beats the 4-star one we took earlier. It does. 5,500. That's good. Right, with that, we can move on to... Well, let's submit the request first. Thanks, this is a big help. I'll start analysing this right away. So, with that, only 2 more requests to do. Full stop. So up next is Steelix takes a breather. I get the stealing that Felix... I get the stealing that Felix... I caught myself doing it. I tried to correct and said the same fucking thing again. I get the feeling that Steelix and Noibat are friends. Do you think they act differently when they're alone together? Let's find out. We'll head into Outerway Cave... Illumina spot. So this one actually should be fairly straightforward. You have these Noibats at the beginning, and what we need to do is hit them with Illumina Orbs. There's 2 of them there, and then there's the 3rd one beyond. Once you've hit all 3 with Illumina Orbs, that's it. That's actually the all we need for the setup for it. We don't have to, in inverted commas, fight the boss or anything like that. We actually just need to zoom along towards the end. There it is, but we can ignore that. As I say, we just want to actually get to the end where the Steelix will take its breather. Now this section, the Noibats are here, now we've lit them up, and Steelix will pop up, and immediately it'll briefly curl up, and it'll have a little nap. And that is the 4-star shot that we want there. And all you need to do is just summon the Noibats at the beginning for that. Simple as that. Once we're here, we're going to try and get the Ancient Ruins as well, for which we need to go down the alternative route, which is, I believe, over here, is it? Yes. Going this way, we can only do this the second time we're doing this. We've never been here more than once, so you come around this little sideway, and you will find some ancient ruins. We saw these in a cutscene, but we were in a cutscene, so we couldn't actually photograph them. There we go. Cool, let's... Oh, can't complete research. Okay, well, I'll just have to wait till I get to the end. So there's the Steelix request. Annoyingly... Yeah, I'm not sure I necessarily realised this, but I guess it shouldn't be surprising. Not a 4-star, so we will have to kind of launch back into that. But we got our Ancient Ruins, so let's submit both of them. That's a good one, but it is still only a 1-star. Oh, that 2-star we've got is horrifying, good lord. And what should be our final Ancient Ruins? We'll know it's our final because we get a little achievement, which is Historian. Registered all the Ancient Ruins to our Pokédex. That's it. It's nothing. I always thought that would be linked somehow to, you know, unlocking stuff. But it isn't. It's just a little thing at the end. But hey, I wanted to do it. Right, so let's look into getting 4-star Steelix now. Well, we'll cash in the request first, before trying to get the 4-star, actually. Oh, Steelix is napping. Being around a friendly Pokemon must make it feel safe. Yes, because the giant iron snake needs to feel safe. Right, let's have another crack at getting the 4-star. So this area over the chasm, we need to look up and to the left. And we'll see there's a Crystabloom over there. If we light up that Crystabloom, it should produce a Crobat. Crobats are kind of going to be key to what we're doing here. We now have to make sure we do lure the Steelix out here. Oh, the Steelix has lured itself out here. It's going to go down, but then we need to scan and chuck a Fluff Fruit at the scan icon to lure it up again. And I'm going to try and illuminate it here, but it's not the easiest to do. Anyway, I'm just going to do this and make sure we try and light the bastard up as best we can. It's just about knowing where it's going to be, which is always where the scan icon was. And you basically go Fluff Fruit followed by a couple of Illumina Orbs and make sure you get them in the air as it's going past. Wonderful, we've got it lit up. Right, let's get into this final area then. Crobat's kicking around, which is a good sign. We should get a hint at scanning soon. Indeed, there we go. Is that saying... Where's it saying? Ah, yes, there. Oh, he's going to come here without us. So let's light the bastard up. There we go, he is illuminated now, and he will fuck off. And when we do it again, he should re-emerge in a special fashion. There we go, he's got a rock in his mouth. And that is the shot there. He only does that if the Crobats are kicking around. And I believe that is the 4-star shot that we... Oh, chomped through it. Steelix is a very cool looking Pokemon. It's a shame that in the games it's kind of shit, because I really enjoy how it looks. Cool. With that, let's... Hopefully that was the 4-star? Oh, the bastard's just behind me as I teleport away. That's vaguely terrifying. God, his shadow's just there. How sinister. Oh, only 3-star. Come on. Ugh. Right, let's try that again then. Are these all only 2? Evil. Yes, I do have to get a photo of it actually chomping, which is a bit hard because you've got to predict where it's going to be, but... Well, we'll try that. That must have been it there. Let's try submitting one of those. And yet. Right, time to do some more research. So, apparently you can do it all in just this room here. So, we trigger the Crobat over there, and this stalactite here is our friend, the one that the Crobat goes over to. What we need to do is... That was it. I thought we had to summon it somehow, but that was the behavior, and we got to get it picking up that one thing. And burst mode is basically the only way of doing this, because apparently humans just don't have the reactions to actually catch that fast enough, I think. Maybe you got it by chance there. That's hilarious. We did. I also thought I had to be illuminating for it, but no, doesn't. There we go. That's it. Oh, sorry. I put my hand down a bit too forcefully and woke up a cat. You okay there, buddy? Yes, you are. You've been fed, so you are definitely okay. He's here watching me, as ever. But yes, that's Steelix. A little disappointing at the end. What's the actual 4-star behavior? I feel like him with the thing in the gob was a much better shot, but there we go. Well, that is what it is. Right, let's look at what our final LenTalk request is. How exciting. So our final request is, of course, the power of Xerneas. The Illumina energy in this area seems particularly strong. We may be able to observe Xerneas behaving in new ways here. So there's this room here with these 2 Houndoom in them. There are 2 Pokemon left that we haven't got 4-star shots of. Xerneas and Houndoom. This is, to my knowledge, the only way of getting a 4-star Houndoom. Is it's exactly the same process as the Xerneas that I'm about to do. And apparently it's very difficult, even with burst mode, so we'll have to see, to do that in one. We might just have to do this process twice and get it once of the Xerneas and once again of the Houndoom. But hey, let's try it. So we'll head into the level.
Once its glowing pattern appears, that's your cue to start snapping.
Yes, it is, but we need to head over there to that kind of water. There's a pool through here first that we need to kind of get to. Otherwise, I'm just wasting my effort in trying to hit it. Right, it should appear out of the pool here. This is another one where audio is quite helpful for knowing where it is, because you can just hear it shining around. Oh, come on. Nope, nope. Get back here. Get back here. Oh, I'm sucking at this. There we go. That's a hit. Right, on we go. Hey, that's a Xerneas. Heads over there. We now need to hit it again here with another orb, and it'll be happy. Now we got to wake up these Houndoom. That one we kind of want to lure a bit towards the middle. And we wake that one up as well there. But we don't need to lure that one as much. But we scan with both of them in position. And that should, hopefully, if we lure this one over a little bit as well. Come on, you. Right, the pair of you. Look, there's a Xerneas there. That might have been the Houndoom behavior. We need them howling, but I believe we need them doing a little bit more than that here. Oh, here we go. It's charging. It's ready. And... come on, you bastard. God, second Houndoom's not in position. Get in position, man. There we go. There we go. Question mark. I don't know. Either way, we've missed the spot, so let's see what we got. I think I got the Houndoom, but not the Xerneas. We got a 1-star Xerneas, which we apparently haven't got before. That's interesting. And we did indeed get the 4-star Houndoom of it howling at Xerneas. That's great. Now I can just focus on Xerneas next time. Decent Xerneas. And decent 4-star Houndoom. It's then fitting, therefore, that Xerneas is going to be our final 4-star and final Pokemon of the series. As it should be. Right, let's try that again. We got everything just about right. At least this one, like a lot of the Illumina ones, Meganium's the only annoying one because it's got all the kind of RNG, and the Milotic is a bit of a slow one, but actually... oh. Great Archivist. You got a total Photodex score of 3 million points or more. That's pretty good. But yeah, this one's got, like... I'd say Steelix, Volcarona, and Xerneas have all got a pretty fast reset. And to be honest, even the Meganium has got a fast reset. It's just, it's so random, you just have to do it about 30-odd times. Anyway, let's head there again. We got the setup right, so we just need to do it again, basically, and get those Houndoom in position a bit more. Man, I'm bad at this. There we go. No, come back. Where have you gone? Why are you over there? God damn it, I've got bloody wrong ones set up now. Come on, you bastards. Get in position. Look, there's a giant god there. Ugh. Oh, now you howl, you idiot. Ugh. So, see my usual rants about people being superstitious with what does and doesn't work with LenTalk requests. And we can't be sure that, you know, I'm not falling into that trap as well. But some people swear by lighting up Xerneas in this area too is also important for getting it to do the right behaviour. So, we can do that, that's fine. There it is. Right, now let's continue as we were. At least its movement is very predictable. It doesn't help that I'm shit at it, but yeah, it's always following the same pattern. So I know where it's going to be at any given point. Then we just need to make sure we hit it here as well. Brilliant. Now we get these lads into position, and I was doing this fine before, I think, because we just need to lure that closer one a little bit closer. Come on, that's the clearest trail you can possibly imagine. Then we... oh no, we need to wake the other one up first. Crap. Oop. And then we scan. Hey guys, look, there's a god there. Didn't do it there for whatever reason. That was weird. So, I think this is the trick, is we need to get these guys together, but not have them approach the Xerneas yet. And then they should both howl together when they're close enough. There we go. This is looking good. So now they'll approach. And here we go. That was the behavior we needed. So the trick is, I was luring the Houndoom towards Xerneas. You actually just have to lure it towards the middle, but on a line with the other Houndoom. Then you scan the other one, they both come together, then physically together both go straight forward to the Xerneas. And there is our 4-star and our Illumina, our LenTalk request. Is there a better one than these? That's a pretty good one. Let's submit that. And there we go. That is all of our 4-star photos, and once we've submitted it, all of our LenTalk requests. Does he acknowledge this in any way? Let's find out. No, he doesn't. There's nothing for getting all 4 stars. It's the next achievement is for getting all stars. But with this, we can submit our final LenTalk request. Thank you for investigating. I can tell from this photo there must have been a tremendous amount of energy there. And there we go. As it says in the top right now, completed requests, all 234 LenTalk requests. Wonderful. We are going to finish off by just looking through our photo decks. Well, we'll look through a couple of things that are in this area that I've not really shown off before. Objects of Interest is a mildly interesting thing that shows where your Crystal Blooms and Ancient Ruins are. Handy if you want to get all of them, which we have with the kind of 18 up there. Maps are an interesting thing. There's actually a thorough map of each level. Oh my god, with a lot of stuff in it. So let's say if we take Fireflow Volcano, then you get a map showing where in the level every Pokemon is found. And from this you can then look at each one and you'll see, it'll open up its kind of Photodex page, which is what this is anyway. And everything in the Photodex has a little description of like, that one's in flight, that one's a visit from a legend. Which is quite cool. It's a bit of a weird motion blur on that one, but there we go. So, I'm going to just look through all the photo decks in order now, and highlight any ones that I think I particularly like. Starting with Vivillon. Yeah, it's not a bad one, the kind of whole valley of Vivillon. I don't like it because I know how much of an arse it was to get. That's very cute, Pichu sleeping on a Snorlax with a Score Bunny. This remains a really good one as well, with this Pidgeot squawking over there. Now this one was just disturbing. If you remember the Tangrowth leaping in the air and flying across, I've got quite a few shots of it, but this one is my favourite. This one I like just because it's derpy of Heracross having fallen out of a tree and landed on its ass. This one as well of the Dodrio jumping through the air and doing its weird little kicky hover maneuver like a little Yoshi. This ducklet can see into your soul and knows your sins. This one's just a really nice dynamic one. I like the angle of it and I like the competition. It's smack in the middle. It's good. I enjoy it. These three are funny holding their tails and swimming in a little line. It is really nice to look back through these ones actually, I must say. It makes all the effort of this series worth it. Because I was just thinking about the effort of this series earlier that I would not have... Oh, look at that. That is a good one. Yeah, I wouldn't have predicted that this series was going to actually outbeat the ratio even of Xenoblade for amount of time off camera. This has been 18 episodes, 18 recording sessions, each of which have been like 4 or 5 hours in some cases. I never predicted this thing was going to be 45 episodes. Even that's not a bad one, actually. Never predicted this was going to be as long as it is and quite as much effort as it was, but there was little effort on the visualizer. That was all kind of planned out already, and also I didn't have to... that's a kind of a sassy one, I enjoy that. I also didn't have to do any planning or practicing. I just kind of sat down and did it, which meant sometimes there were things where I was like, I need to check my notes because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. But it was a lot easier for me. That's a cute one of that Eevee. Nice and straightforward, just cute. See also that one of the Sleeping Pikachu and Eevee is very cute. That one's amusing with this Toucannon being bonked. That 3-star one's quite good as well, and the 4-star. There's some good Toucannon shots in here, I must say. That's a funny, if slightly disturbing, one of it holding some kind of fruit. Alarming. Both the 1-star and the 2-star Lipard are some of my better photos. That particularly is really good. Not one of my best score-wise, but we'll have a look at what my best scoring ones are in a bit as well. I referenced this a couple of times, the Awake but at what cost Swampert. Always a classic. That one's a very cute one, the Mew, and it's just very well framed. Some good composition there, if I do say so myself. It annoys me that this one isn't the 4-star, because this one's very funny as well. The fact its arms are crossed just make it even funnier somehow. And that's just a classic of the little dealing loss, though. It's not little dealing loss, because there's an Esper there, so I can't remember where this one came from, but it's very cute. Real what the fuck are you looking at energy in this one, and just an anus on the other side, both of which are funny in their own way. The Lotad Tower, that's a good one. Good one of the actual reunion from Little Dearling Lost, focusing on the Espeon. All the evolutions are extremely cute in this. I'd kind of never really clocked before this game how much they are like cat-like, but just like seeing all their behaviors physically model after cats really makes sense. That's a really good one. Other than that Crystabloom in the air, it's a really nice symmetrical shot of it doing Twister. This is just an incredibly action-packed photo of it's technically a Wingull doing a wheel, but then you've got a stoned-looking Squirtle riding on top of Go-Go Blastoise Rangers, and another Squirtle behind. Very busy shot, and I enjoy it. Yeah, what the fuck are you looking at, huh? That one's cute, with the Love Disc sleeping on the Corsola. I like that. That's a really good one as well, just really nicely framed in the middle, and a happy-looking Raichu. The actual 4-star one is really funny as well, if it just upside down. It just looks like it's hanging there. It doesn't look... It's like the opposite of dynamic, and it's very funny. That's just genuinely a really good one as well for how it perfectly fits the frame and whatnot. How well did that score? Not as well as I might have thought. Well, I mean, it's still Diamond, but I would have put that in the 5,000 area. Couldn't go away without showing that one, though it's funny with the Squirtle on the back. Now, there's some quality Lapras photos here. That one's great. That one's great. That one's great. And frankly, that one's great. So, all 4 of my Laprases are great. They deserve to all be crystals. The long Vaporeon. I remember when we took that one. Just as funny now, it turns out. Oh, there's my boy. Looking fairly normal in that one. Inflated. Always a golden one. Even more inflated. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Oh, and using Pin Missile. Oh, some quality Quillfish content in this game, as it should be. That's a really good one of just the Happy Lantern and the Gloom. I really like that. Obviously, Lugia is an extremely cool Pokemon, and that is an extremely cool shot of it, so pleased with that one. I like this one because this is a 4-star Illumina of it doing Dragon Rage that I just got by accident. Whirlpool actually I'll be doing, but yeah, I just triggered that by accident while doing it, which was quite interesting. That one's also funny because it's upside down. It's like that Surfing Raichu one. I just really like the design on Sentra. I think it's extremely cute, and that photo is particularly good just for being a really nice up-close one of it, going and holding the fluff fruit. This is an interesting one because it's just a really up-close shot as well of the baby Kangaskhan, and it's doing a little frowny face. Very cute. This one I think should have scored a bit higher because that's just a really nice slap bang in the middle, nicely framed shot. Really like it. That's a really nice dynamic shot. I love that one. There's some good Tyranitar shots generally. That one is pretty good just for it being nicely centered and staring at me. That one looks a bit derpy, but I enjoy it. That one's a really cool action shot, and that one is too. So there's a lot of very cool Tyranitar shots. But actually, I think the 1-star is my favourite there. Ridiculous. I love it. That's a really nice one for composition as well. It's just nicely balanced and there's a lot going on. I think this was one of my first 4-stars in the game, and it was definitely my first LenTalk request, though I didn't really know what LenTalk requests were at the time. That's Luxray Vision, which is pretty cool. That's a great, if terrifying, photo of Tyrantrum, and I like the fact we've got an Aerodactyl up there in the corner. It just adds to the... fills in a bit of the blank space compositionally with that kind of pillar with an Aerodactyl on it, which is quite nice. Oh, and a Talonflame on the other side! Oh, if it was a bit more zoomed out, that would be perfect. That's a really good one as well. The ones where Pokemon are just doing moves just tend to look a bit better generally, and there's a good bit of Flamethrower. Or Ember. Don't sure which, but I think it's Flamethrower. Oh, that one is absolutely brilliant as well, of the erupting Typhlosion. I love that. The angle, the lighting, it's just really cool. One of those Volcarona that I submitted is quite nice as well. You actually can't quite see the blue lines as clear as I thought, but it's cool to see the pair of them illuminated up and talking over the Crystabloom. Furret the Deranged Muppet always gets an honourable mention. Yoink! it's the paw coming from out frame and picking it up and its facial expression. Oh, it's so fucking good. That one I really like. I was worried about this one at the time, I remember, because I thought I was too far past it. I was wanting to get a shot from behind, like looking over the Weavile's shoulder at the glowing thing, but actually there, like the left to right composition is really nice on that one, I must say. That's a really good one of it, using Blizzard or Powder Snow or something like that. Though I thought it was really angry and intimidating at the time. It looks more derpy now on reflection. I still like it, though. That's a very cute one of the pair of them. Beware of penguins bearing gifts. Happy, slightly stoned crab. Awful. Awful. Oh, some quality Spheal shots. That one of it is very amusing, and that one of it being bounced is also very good. That one I really like, having found the treasure diving at the bottom of the sea. That's good. Avalok being bitten on the ass by Glalie is very good. But just going, ah! Or Avalok has just stepped on a Lego in bare feet. That's a brilliant one, though it's got a bit of a kind of it's not a phase mom emo fringe going on, Glaceon in general. Oh, that photo of Suicune roaring with the Aurora in the background is brilliant. I really like that one. And that 4-star Gengar is really nice of it just emerging. It really just captures the feel of the Pokemon really well. I like it. horrifying, but I like that one. Also, its mouth is just, yeah, awful, like a weird checkerboard mess. Grim. My other Steelix one, that one's good, but the other one's like pretty crap, all things considered. Crystal my arse. That 1-star Houndoom is really nice. I must say, Houndoom is a Pokemon I really like. I really like its design as like a Devil Dog. I like Dark Fire as a combination. I was so happy in Scarlet and Violet to get to use one of these on my team properly because I got a Houndour early on in the game. Always saddened me that they were just so hard to get in other games that you couldn't really have them from early on and use them, and this one was brilliant for that. But my brother's got a grey... Well, you know my brother, the Stag from the channel, if you've seen that, he has a Greyhound and very much similar behaviour to that. That one's really cool, and I can't for the life of me remember how I triggered it. There we go. Ow, punched myself in the ear. Well, I punched my headphones, which are on my ears. Oh, I've been recording for a long time. That one's just very funny as well. Apparently, I missed it doing it, but you know how the one down in that corner has, like, you know, little arms, stuff like that? Them arms and, like, its actual legs of the body all retract in when it goes into, like, flamethrower mode, and you see it go thunk and then fly off, which is kind of crazy. I really like both of these Umbreons. The 1-star and the 4-star are both just really good pictures of it, and Umbreon's a cool bit of design. I carved a pumpkin as Umbreon once. Doctor, if you've got a photo of that, put that one up on the screen. That's a fun one. I hadn't noticed the Salandit creeping in the background as well. That's a bit sinister. This one would be perfect if it was a bit more centered, but it's a really nice one and a really good photo, I must say. Only a 1-star, but I think that's actually a better photo than our 4-star, to be honest. But, well, he's the professor, as I always say. Now one of the Fungus balancing a Fluff Fruit and kind of carrying them home is pretty good. Now this one was just terrifying. If you remember the moment where the Snorlax fucking comes at you like a chubby bullet, and it's terrifying. And that photo captures that mild horror quite well. You can see it fucking moving at us. That is one of my absolute favourite photos I've taken in this game. It might be my favourite, because it's just fucking perfect. It's a really nice, well-framed photo, and it's just such a funny expression, and such a... Yeah, I really like that shot. Jazz hands. An alluring pose, they say. Stone Tepig starting fires. That's a good one. Crab fight. That one's pretty funny as well. I think when I first showed it, I also hadn't noticed the deeply unpleasant expression on the Koffing's face as it's about to kind of essentially shit itself and get fired out of the Swallop's mouth accordingly. So that's funny for a number of reasons. It's even more grimly braced for it. The last one I showed was the Koffing version. This is the Swalop version where it's really about to blow. Both are very good. And then Zero Aura powering up, and that brings us to the end of our whole photo decks. I've flipped through and shown my favourites. If we sort them by score, we can actually see who we've got the highest score for in total, I think. If we go to page 1. Milotic is the highest score total, and that is total sum score, so the 4 shots of it combined, so it won't tell me necessarily which Pokemon has my highest individual score. But it's not surprising that the Illumina ones are high up there. Steelix, Score Bunny apparently, Toucannon, Hootoo. I did like a lot of these Toucannon shots, so that does make sense. These are all ones I basically got 4 kind of crystals for, other than Hootoo's a bizarre one in there. And interestingly, these ones are marked with a heart, with a crown, when you've got 4 4-star crystal shots of it. I won't be doing that because wait. But this one has that little crown as well, and that one's only a gold. Total above 15,000, maybe? Nope, not true for some of those as well. Nope, they all have a crown, it's just they have an exclamation mark if I haven't sat and physically viewed all of the photos. So that's just telling us the ones where you've got all 4 shots for it. Anyway, that brings this series, I think, to a close. It's been a really long one, longer than I expected, but it has been good. Honestly, when I was into the LenTalk requests a little bit, I did lose motivation because it was just a lot of... The recording wasn't so bad, the edit wasn't that bad, but it was just actually sitting down and doing it and knowing I was sometimes going to record for like 2 hours and get 20 minutes of like quick, here's this request, and here it is, footage, and there's just a lot of sitting around and like... Loading back to see the request and then loading the level again and often just flicking through it was not the most exciting. But I'm really glad I have done it all. There's some really good shots in the end. And to be honest, yeah, at least it has freed up my brain a little bit for planning future stuff. Have got another major series coming in a bit, but we'll talk about that a bit later. What we're going to be doing next is another one which has no practice and stuff because I'm intentionally going into it completely blind. I'll take a couple of weeks off. And then... we'll be starting with the DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles, Future Connected, which takes place after the story. I've played Xenoblade 1, 2, and 3, and I've never played Future Connected at all. I'm very excited to see how it goes, especially because I want to play the DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but it kind of connects to Future Connected, I'm told, so I want to do that first. So we'll be starting off with that before long. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.